Hi, curl friends. This is Sekola here, and I'm going to give you a tutorial on a product that I just bought last week, tried it for the first time, and it worked so well. I wanted to come on and share it with you. But first, let me drape myself. As you can see, I just freshly washed my hair, giving you the full Don King effect. And just to give you background, my hair is low porosity and it's very dense. But just want to let you know the products that I've used today and the products that we're going to be testing out again today. So my shampoo, this is one of my favorite shampoos because with gray hair, it's very drying, but I love its natural sea moss fusion shampoo, which is by Influence. I love this. You can't typically buy this in stores, but you can go online. It's very moisturizing. And when it's a little bit goes a long way, I mean a little bit goes a long way, which speaks volumes for me. And then for conditioner, I used the Giovanni line, the Ultra Moist Conditioner. I use that in the shower. And so this is just freshly washed hair. I haven't put anything on it. But the products that we're going to be trying today are my typical go-tos, which is the Doux line. I typically use the Doux Fresh to Death leave-in. This is a wash and go. This is a leave-in and also curl refresher. So this is great for when you're washing your hair for the first go round and then refreshing your curls. Then I have my Holy Grail, the Big Papa, which I'm only going to use in this tutorial for my sides and my back because my sides here are shaved. But the new product that I tried, I also do the Doux Foam, the 808 base gel. Now, this product actually reminds me a little bit of cross between Kinky Curly Curling Custard and Uncle Funky's. So if you've used any of those products and they work well for you, I was very surprised because I didn't think I typically, because my hair is so dense, I typically have to use, if it's lightweight, use this and then use Big Papa, but I didn't. I used just this last time. So just to give you a recap of what the ingredients are, you have water, glycerin, aloe, hydrogenated castor oil, honey, xanthan gum, grapeseed oil, marshmallow root, slippery elm bark, vitamin E, parfum, and some phenyl hexanol and some of those other chemicals like polysorbate 20, potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, and citric acid. But this is what it promised that it would do. It says for juicy, shiny curls that crave extra length. So it promises length retention. Reach for the 808 base gel. This is a medium hold gel and it serves as a base layer, locking in long-lasting frizz protection, definition, and bounce. Now, one of the directions that it said, this is something that I had to change up and do. And it says to smooth through wet hair with your fingers in small sections, allow curls to clump together, use alone, or top it off with a small amount of mousse death texture foam, which is my other go-to. And it says for bouncier results, dry sections of hair using a hair diffuser. Now that I'm not going to use because diffusing my hair with a hair diffuser does not work for me. What I typically do, because my hair is so dense and I have a hooded dryer, but it does not dry my hair like a professional dryer does. I use a blow dryer with a concentrated nozzle on it. So that way I can get to my roots first before I get under the hooded dryer. So without further ado, before my hair dries out, let's get started. Now, I know it says to use by itself, but because I got the grays, I like to freshen up my grays. I like to moisturize them so they're not as brittle and hard, especially right here. My edges are really gray. So I like to get in there in my roots. Okay, so I have completely moisturized my hair with the Wash and Go Doux collection. Now I'm taking the 808 and just for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and just glide it all over on the outskirts of my hair because I'm not used to sitting in front of a camera doing this. But, and my hair is used to being a little bit more damp. And I don't have one of those fancy mist bottles, which I might need to get. All right. So that should lock in some of my moisture. So as I go in, I'm taking a small section. I'm going to go ahead and part it around. And I just want you to see the difference. Now, I've already parted my shave side here, but I'm going to go ahead and put some gel on it because you can probably see what it looks like. It almost has that feel of kinky curly curling custard, but it's not as sticky and tacky. And Uncle Funky's curl definition gel. And again, all I've used so far is the leave-in, the Fresh to Death, and this. All right, so let's get started. And a little goes a long way, guys. And that's surprising for me because, like I said, my hair is so dense, and because it's low porosity, sometimes my hair takes a lot of product before it defines. And Dee can probably tell you, I love I love hair definition. But I'm able to move a little bit faster with it because it just glides through. And I don't know if you can see the curl definition. But it does say to use the Mousse Def afterwards, which I like to do because, again, I like to lock in that moisture. And again, just a little bit goes a long way. You see that? Now, I'll be back and I'll show you the rest of it once I'm done. So this part right here, I just want to show you because I'm halfway done, but I want you to see what this looks like here and how it does, while it's wet, elongate the curls. And I'm just using the 808 base gel right now. And no, my hair is not parted evenly, but it's okay. It's getting done. I do like the fact that it has great slip and it's easy to detangle. And I'm not using a lot. I'm using maybe a half a pump as I'm going through. And because I did use the Fresh to Death Wash and Go, which you can use as a leave-in and as a curl refresher, it also helped me with the leave-in piece. So, but what I really like is, even by itself is great. But like I said, I like the definition. And as you can see, my gray is so unruly. It does what it wants to do. But now I'm going to go back through and use a pump of the Mousse to Death. And so you can see the definition. See how it elongates? Now, I will tell you this. My hair will shrink about 50% normally with regular products. It does have a lot of shrinkage. My hair is very curly. But as you can see, and this is a part that's really gray, but you see how it elongates. And some of my gray is actually straight and wavy now. It's not as curly as it once was. But I just wanted you to see how it looks halfway through. All right, I'll be back. All right, so not bad for looking through a webcam and doing this, but I'll go back through and check and make sure I didn't miss any spots before I'm drying. And I know what they say about touching your hair once it's wet, but if I feel some dry spots where I didn't touch, I just go back through. If I need to re-wet with water or mist it, I will. But I want to make sure that I've gotten every strand before I dry, and then it looks half defined and then half frizzy. All right, I'll be back to show you the final dry look. Now, just keep in mind when I dry my hair, because fall and winter, I typically like to dry my hair at least 80% if I know that I'm not going out of the house. If it is spring or summertime, I just let it air dry and let it do its thing. I don't worry about it. I really don't. So here we are. As you can see, it's pretty defined. Now, what I may do before drying, and if you have a shaved side like mine or something that's cut close like mine, I will cheat. I know it says don't do this, but I will cheat, and I'm going to put some Big Papa on there, and I'll be back to show you the final look. All right, curl friends, tell me what you think. My hair is about 80% dry, and the fact that it wasn't sopping wet when I first started this tutorial is actually great because I was able to dry it with the blow dryer that I showed you with the concentrator for about 10 to 15 minutes. So again, it's still not completely dry, but as I've been going to Dee for over 10 years, and she can attest, this right here is elongation for me. This is true definition. And I guess just to recap what I used, of course, I'm a rebel. So I put the Fresh to Death on, the Doux Fresh to Death. And then I went in with the 808 base gel. And then I did the Mousse to Death foam over it to define it. And yes, I did use a little Big Papa on the very short pieces in the back and on the side. And there you have it. It has shine, even for gray, which is surprising. It looks very moisturized and it feels moisturized. You can tell with gray hair when your hair is not moisturized. But yeah, that's it. All right. See you later, curl friends. Take care.